Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for Game Week 23 and also the transfers that I'm planning on making. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what are your plans for the next game week, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So starting things off, just a quick recap of Game Week 22 because of course we did have the Chelsea game on Monday night, and of course that has implications on my I guess overall rank and stuff like that. Luckily for me, Palmer blanked, only got 2 points. He was actually a higher than 100% effective ownership, so any points that he did get were actually going to hurt my rank. But luckily they didn't keep the clean sheet and Palmer didn't get any returns. Jackson didn't get any returns, so I've definitely dodged a bullet there. I feel like Palmer was very, very unlucky not to get something though. He should have gotten an assist, but then Madueke kind of robbed the goal. He did play Jackson through as well, who scored, but it was just offside. So on another day, you know, he gets a lot of points, but luckily for me, he did blank. So Salah actually outscored him this week, which wasn't too bad. I do also apologize as well. Our Monday video where I was talking about my transfer plans and stuff, I got the game weeks completely wrong. So throughout that video, I was saying like game week 22 and 21 instead of 22 and 23. So I apologize about that. I did leave a comment, but either way, I just wanted to say sorry regardless. But anyway, finished on 53 points, a game week rank of 2.8 mil, a very, very slight green arrow from 135k, I believe, to 119. Not going to complain. It was in the right direction. Raya picking up a point. Munoz and Robinson and Hall all getting some form of return, which was really nice. 6 points for Munoz, 4 for Hall, and 8 for Robinson. And Mbeumo with 2. Salah with 6 because of my captaincy, doubling the 3. Palmer with 2. Bruno Fernandes scoring that penalty and getting a bonus point, giving me 8 points from him. João Pedro with 2. Did score. Unfortunately, was offside, or it was like a foul in the build-up or something like that, so it did get chalked off. Chris Wood, the hero, with the 12-pointer, my biggest return this week from a player, which is unreal because Forest are just doing so well, and I just love to see it. I know I talk about that in every video, but dude, we've been relegation battles like every single season since we've been back in the Prem, so to see us near the top of the table is just unreal. And then Isak picking up 2 points as well. The bench was a little bit annoying because I did bench Kirkez, who picked up 7, did score that goal. He did take his shirt off though, which actually hurt him because he did lose a point. Didn't hurt him physically, but he hurt his score on FPL. And then Rodgers and Gabriel picking up 1 point as well. So I was quite happy. My transfer was Colwill out for Hall in. Colwill ended up missing the fixture, and I think he's due to lower in price as well tonight. So I'm quite happy with that. Plus I have Hall, who rose in price, and he's got Southampton away. So I'm quite happy with that transfer. It was actually the right decision because I also benched Gabriel, who only picked up 1 point as well. Should have made that transfer last week because Hall did get the 6-pointer last week. But unfortunately, it is what it is. So finished on 53 points, a very, very slight green arrow. Let's take a look at what the team is shaping up to be for Game Week 23. I do have 3 free transfers in the bank, and I'm going to be using 2 of them, I do believe, this week. But of course, I do have that extra free transfer as well. So we'll see how that kind of shapes up. But either way, in goal, we do have Raya, who has Wolves away. Wolves do not look very good at all. Obviously, all that information about Cunha kind of flying around as well. Will he stay? Will he go? Yeah, the Arsenal defense, though, it's just not been ideal lately. It's just really not been as good as it has been. And I think I am about to do a double whammy to get rid of them, which I feel like can only go wrong because they've not kept a clean sheet for like 4 or 5 game weeks now, and I know as soon as I get rid of them, they're going to go and keep one. But Wolves away is not a terrible fixture. I don't have to make the transfers this week, but I kind of want to start stocking up on Liverpool players and stuff just because of that double, and their prices will start to increase. Either way, we'll talk about that in the transfer portion of the video. But I've got Raya, who's got Wolves away. At the back, I've got Munoz, who's got Brentford at home. I've got Hall, who's got Southampton away, and then I've got Kirkez, who's got Forest at home. So all in all, not a terrible back line, to be fair. I do have attackers playing defenders this week though, which is a little bit unfortunate. I always like to dodge that because it just minimizes the ceiling for a player's potential. But either way, that's the back line. In midfield, I've got Mbeumo, who's got Palace away. Salah, who's got Ipswich at home, who is my current captain. Palmer, who's got City away, who I think is the most sold midfielder this week, which I can't believe. He's literally got 2 double-digit returns in the last 4 game weeks, or 3 in the last 5, should I say. So I have no idea why he's being sold so much. Maybe because it's City away, but that's not even like a crazy difficult fixture nowadays. And he was unlucky not to get something against Wolves as well. So yeah, very, very surprising that a lot of people are getting rid of Cole Palmer, but it is what it is. I'm definitely not getting rid of him. He's going to be in my team for the rest of the season unless he gets injured. Bruno Fernandes, who has Fulham away. I've got Rodgers, who's got West Ham at home. And then up top, I've got João Pedro, who's got Everton at home. And then Isak, who's got Southampton away. My bench this week is very, very strong, and this is why it's a little bit of an issue. I've got Wood, who's got Bournemouth away, Gabriel, who's got Wolves away, and then Robinson, who's got Man United at home. Now, of course, this isn't my final team at all. I've got transfers to make and stuff. I've got 3 of them, and that will shape the team a little bit differently. But straight off the bat, when you look at the team, yeah, the bench does look very boostable this week. I wouldn't mind a bench boost this week at all. It's just a lot of my attackers are playing my defenders. I've got Chris Wood playing Kirkes. I've got Bruno Fernandes playing Robinson. I've got Mbumo playing Munoz. So that's 6 players there that are playing each other, and it just really minimizes, as I say, the points you can get during a FPL game week. So I need to sort that out. The other issue is that obviously I only have 1 Liverpool player, and double game week 24 is very, very close. So that's what the team's looking like. Let's take a look at the transfers, though. I did touch upon this in Monday's video. There are still Champions League fixtures to play this week, which could alter my decisions, but Liverpool have already played, and I don't think there was any injuries or anything like that. Obviously, we'll get press conferences and stuff, but it looks like it's all okay for that. Obviously, we still have Arsenal to play and stuff, which, again, could cause situations, but originally what I was going to do is Raya out and Gabriel for Alisson and Trent, even though I want to keep 1 Arsenal defender because like the fixture run's just so good, and there is a part of me that potentially could do it as well. What I originally was going to do was, like I say, Alisson in for Raya. So Alisson, yeah, and then also I was going to do Trent for Gabriel, and that was going to be my transfer this week. My transfers this week. And what I was going to do, I was going to play Alisson in goal. Obviously, the back line would consist of Trent, Hall, and then one of either Kirkes, Munoz, or Robinson, whichever attacker I wanted to bench. I feel like the highest clean sheet potential is probably Robinson, to be fair, which is kind of mad. Man United at home is probably a better clean sheet odds. I'll have to have a look at what like all the stats are and stuff and base my decision on that. But yeah, it's a tough one. It's one of those 3 defenders are going to be playing this week. And then obviously, so that'd be the 3, and then I'd do a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2, depending on whether I play Chris Wood or somebody like that. So that's what I was originally going to do. But when I look at it, I do really, really just want to keep an Arsenal defender, and I might just keep Raya just because the fixtures are so nice coming up. Apart from that City at home fixture in game week 24, which obviously you'd love Alisson in there instead of Raya. But let's say I keep Raya because he's cheaper than Gabriel. I've got 0.2 mil in the bank. I've got 2 free transfers. So another player that I am looking at is Gakpo, and honestly, I feel like a decision I could make is to get rid of Chris Wood, which I know is just bizarre because he's absolutely smashing it. But the fixtures are not great. They've got Bournemouth away, which is always our bogey team. Brighton at home's not a gimme. Fulham away is tough. And obviously I've got Robinson, so I'll have to play him against him. I've got Newcastle away then. I've got Lewis Hall, so we'll be playing him. Arsenal at home, got Raya, so we'll be playing him. And then City at home as well. Like, I don't think for my team it makes a lot of sense to keep him. It might sound crazy because he's just such a good player at the moment. And I could get rid of him for Gakpo and then maybe go for 2 Liverpool attackers and then Trent. Got minus 0.3, so I'd have to make a transfer elsewhere, which is fine. I can get rid of one of these defenders. And if I make that move, then I have Gakpo for Ipswich and Wolves. And I would like to think that Gakpo outscores Chris Wood over the next 3 fixtures because he has an extra fixture as long as he starts them all. Jota's injured, so that helps. And Darwin Núñez, like, he did obviously score 2 off the bench, so that does help his minutes, but I feel like Gakpo's just down by default as one of the starters. He can play in the front 3 on the left or in the middle. And so that's why I'm kind of thinking about Gakpo. To find the extra 0.3, I'd probably just use it on either one of these 3 defenders, to be fair. I don't think I want to get rid of Robinson because he's got Man United, Forest, and Crystal Palace and Wolves in the next 4, and 3 of those are home fixtures. So I don't want to get rid of him for that. Munoz, I could potentially get rid of. I mean, Brentford at home and Everton at home are really nice, but again, I've got Mbeumo playing him this week. Man United away next week, I've got Bruno Fernandes playing him. And then Everton at home is not bad, but then obviously Fulham away. So maybe Munoz I get rid of. But then there's Kerkez with the sort of... Sorry, I'm just kind of going through all my thoughts right now. But then you got Kerkez, who's a potential transfer target for Liverpool and Man United. And if he goes, then I don't really want him in my team. And like, if Liverpool swoop him up, I don't know if he's going to be the 100% nailed on left back, because they've also got Tsimikas and Robertson. So it'd have to be Kerkez. If there's news on the Kerkez transfer, I'd just get rid of him, because I wouldn't have him for these really good fixtures, which is what I want him for. And so if that was the case, I'd probably downgrade him to Huijsen, or however you pronounce his name, and I just have enough money to do that. And he's 4.4 mil, and he's like a nailed-on starter now. And he's a bonus point magnet as well. I spoke about this in the wildcard video. But when they get a clean sheet, he's always around the bonus. You know, 8 points here for a clean sheet, 8 points here for a clean sheet for Palace. Obviously smashed it against Man United. 15 pointer against Spurs. Like, when they keep a clean sheet, he's always in and around the bonus points. And he's also a goal threat. I really like Kerkez as an option, but if he is going to get transferred out, then maybe that could be a transfer that I make. So I keep my Bournemouth player, and it allows me to bring Gakpo in for the double. And it allows me to keep an Arsenal defender. So I guess the way I look at it is Raya, is Alisson and Chris Wood better than Raya and Gakpo? And at this point, I just don't know. Because the fixtures in Game Week 24, I don't think are fantastic from a defensive standpoint. And I think I just prefer an attacker in those fixtures. And maybe that's why I go Gakpo. I don't mind this. It'd be using my 3 free transfers. I just have enough money to do it. And I don't mind it. I honestly don't. It'll keep my Arsenal defense, because the fixtures are quite nice. There's quite a few away fixtures, being Wolves, Leicester and Forest, but I quite like this. I don't mind it. I think Trent's actually set to rise tonight as well, so I'd have to keep an eye on that. I'd have to make my Gabriel to Trent transfer tonight if I wanted to do this. In a perfect world, Kerkez goes up again and I get a little bit more money from that. Or Chris Wood goes up again. I mean, but Gakpo might go up. I think Gakpo is actually close to a price rise, to be fair. I think he's actually going up tonight as well. So, but his minutes have been all right. But then 57 against West Ham. I'd have to make the decision soon, I think, because they are going to be going up in price. And I don't know. Either Alisson and Trent and roll the other transfer, or get them all in, because yeah, for this week as well, I'd play Gakpo. I'd probably play a 3-4-3 and just play Trent, Huijsen, and then like Hall or something like that. So really tough one. I do like this though. I do like these moves. But again, I guess it also depends on the Kerkez situation as well, because I really like Kerkez as an option. If he doesn't move from Bournemouth, then you know he's I think he's a much better option to have. We'll have to wait and see. I'll have a look at, I guess, what happens tonight in Champions League. If like Gabriel gets injured and stuff, then it's a guarantee. Or if Raya gets injured, then obviously it makes my mind up. But we'll see what happens. But that's kind of my thought process going into the next couple of game weeks. Yeah, it's a tough one really, because I am so close to being priced out of this. If I do get priced out by like 0.1 or 2, I might have to get rid of somebody else. And there's not really anyone else that I'd really like to get rid of. Like Lewis Hall is... I don't want to get rid of him before Southampton away, because it's just a little bit silly. Unless I get rid of Chris Wood next week. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about. Either way, I'm going to wrap it up there. I've spoken enough. I've literally been just going through my thoughts constantly. It doesn't even feel like I'm recording a video. I've literally just been talking to myself like about what I'm going to do. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and until next time, peace.